Hey y'all, today we're going to do something a little bit different. I have a Christmas box that I am going to send to my son, daughter-in-law, and grandchildren in England. And I wanted to make a theme box. This really isn't for their Christmas presents. This is just kind of a little special extra. And so I wanted to do a Polar Express box. And the reason that I wanted to do that was with COVID, they were unable to do the Polar Express event that they had been planning on all year long. And I thought this would, it's not really an alternative, but it's the best we can do under the circumstances, right? So I wanted to show y'all how I'm gonna do this box so that if you wanna do a box, you can do it too. This isn't on the blog, but I will leave links to recipes and stuff down below. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I want my box to be pretty. I'm using the Priority Mailbox, the biggest one. And what I've done is I've cut wrapping paper and I've glued it on the flaps. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So, and there's going to probably be a lot of shifting of the camera because you don't really need to see me. You need to see the box. So at some point, I'm going to put this down in the bottom of the box. I'm not going to worry about adding the wrapping paper to the bottom of the box. I just want to do the flaps. So I've gotten some very strong, kind of a vinyl coated wrapping paper. And it's the kind that has, if you can see it, the lines, you know, the cutting lines, the grid lines on the back. And so I've measured it. Actually, I'll be honest with you, I've eyed it. And I'm going to use a glue stick. You could use hot glue if you want. I'm just going to use a glue stick because I had one and it was quicker. And I really didn't want to go through all the rigmarole of getting a hot glue gun out and letting y'all watch me burn my fingers. All right, and you want to bring the glue down. Make sure that you get right in the corners. And you want to bring it down about 1 inch for the overlap. If there's extra glue, it will dry and it won't cause a problem. And this way you'll have enough of an overlap for your wrapping paper to wrap down. So you want to kind of straighten it out in the corner and push it down like that. So it makes a nice clean edge. And then this edge up here, I'm just gonna take my scissors and drop things on the floor. I'm just gonna take my scissors and trim it off even with the top. So there we go there. And then I'm gonna do the same thing again on every single side. Use a big stick of school glue stick. Use a big one, or it's gonna take you forever with one of those little ones that look like a chapstick. And this does go through a lot, so there are other ways to do it. You could use Elmer's glue, you could use whatever, but I just think this is the quickest and the easiest, and I am all about quick and easy. All right, so we're gonna get down here. Make sure that we get all the sides and as much of the surface as possible because you want it to be good and sticky. All right, put the top on that. Put this one on there. And when you first put it on, you can kind of scoot it around a little bit if you need to get it to cover everything it needs to cover. All right, I'm trying to keep the box away from the camera so that it's not wiggling and giving y'all motion sickness. Okay, I'm just gonna trim this again. And there we go. If you spend time and do careful measurement, it's not going to be as raggedy as what mine is, okay? Just FYI. All right, and now I'm gonna put my paper, the tissue paper, it's a coordinating tissue paper, and I'm gonna put that in the bottom. so that when they open it up, they just see pretty, they don't see box. I'm not gonna glue that in or anything, I'm just laying it in there. So one of the things I'm gonna put in here is this cute Polar Express Conductors hat. And my grandson is going to love this. It changes size, and he'll probably have to fight his daddy for it, right? But super cute, and that's going in there. And everything that you'll need for this is in the link below that goes to the Polar Express shop. So take a look at that. The other thing that I got was the bell, the Polar Express Sleigh Bell. And I'm gonna leave that right in the box. I'll show you all what it looks like. So cute. It's a bell and a ticket. So there's that. And then this one I'm not gonna take out of the box, but it's the compass and the ticket that says believe. So that's going in there. And of course, what would Polar Express be without hot chocolate? You could do a homemade hot chocolate mix. I didn't. I just thought it would be just as easy to do this, and I'm putting the packets inside a Ziploc so that if anything happens and they break open, there's not a problem with it ruining everything else. And then there's a couple other things that are going in there. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to put the cookies in there. And for the cookies, I made Mrs. Santa's special snickerdoodles, and that recipe is on the blog. They're big, soft, and chewy. They're delicious. And I got these little aluminum boxes. So what we do is I've put the cookies in plastic wrap to hold them tight. I've lined the box with parchment because you don't want them to wiggle around too much. And remember, my cookies these are going to England, and they have to go through military stuff, right? So they are not super gentle with things. One time, the cookies that I sent to one of my sons that was in the military arrived in crumbs, and he added it to a cereal bowl and put milk on it and had cookie crumbs for breakfast. So I like to try to get these as carefully as I can. Now the way that this works is that the top, you put the top on, and then you put the, you just fold the aluminum right over it. And I've opened this and shut this a couple of times, so it's not working as well as it could. But it's not the problem with the box, it's the problem with the fact that you're not supposed to open them and shut them 500 times. So there's that. And these are super cute, and they'll keep the cookies in one place. They'll keep them from jiggling around. No jiggle. And they fit really nicely in the box. So we've got that. The other kind of cookie that I made was sugar cookies. And I just made trains, little locomotive engines, and stars. And so with those, I'm gonna grab another box and do the same thing. I'll wrap them in plastic wrap in groups of probably 3, and then put them right down in here. And you don't need to sit here and watch all of that, so I'll see you in just a minute. Now, because of the way I'm doing this, there's only about 6 cookies that will fit in each one of these. And I'm not really gonna send them a lot of cookies anyway. My daughter-in-law is a wonderful cook, so I just wanna send them a few. So I could either send more boxes or, you know, whatever, but just plan on, if the cookies are a normal size sugar cookie, you'll probably fit about 6 in there. I have the nice padding of parchment paper. You could also just use like paper towel or something, just something to pad the bottom. And then you just fold the aluminum foil over the cover like that, and make sure that there's no shake. All right, so that's 2. All right, once we have the cookies in there, then we can start adding the other stuff. So I'm going to add my conductor's hat probably last. Let me see if I can get this where you can see it better. So I'm probably going to add the conductor's hat last because it'll be the easiest to fit in there. Boxes tend to be the hardest to fit in there, so I'm going to put these boxes in there. And I want to try to fit everything in there so that it doesn't jiggle around. Because the more it moves, the more chance, you know, the more chance it has of being broken. I got my grandkids these super cute polar bears, and so I'm going to put these polar bears in there. And one giant candy cane. My grandson is a toddler, and so he'll be fine, or actually he's a preschooler now, my goodness. But my granddaughter is just a baby still, so she doesn't need this. But I thought it was cute. So my son and daughter-in-law can break it up and give it to them as needed or wanted. And then I made this, my mom always called it Russian tea. Some people call it friendship tea, but it's a mixture of tea and tang and red hot candies, and it's so good, and my son loves it, and so I'll be sending this to him as well. And I'm just gonna stick this right down in there. This is magic reindeer food, and there's a little note on it that I wrote. Now, you can use a printable, and I have printables for those, but my printer wasn't working, so I'm going to send my daughter-in-law the files for the printables, and she can print them herself, because there's printables for the cookies and a cute printable sign and everything so that they can have a Polar Express night. And so this is magic reindeer food, and you sprinkle this, it says, sprinkle this reindeer food outside at night. The moonlight will make it sparkle bright. As the reindeer fly and roam, this will guide them to your home. And what I've done is I've added sparkly sugar and sprinkles, green and red sprinkles, little holly berries, and oats. So they can throw that out on the ground before they go to bed Christmas Eve, and Santa's reindeer will love that. I'm going to add the hot chocolate mix. And finally, I'm going to leave the conductor's cap in the plastic so nothing happens to it. But I'll add that on top. And then to the very top, I'll add another piece of my paper and tuck it in so they can't just see what's in it. It'll be a surprise. Although it's not going to be much of a surprise to my son and daughter-in-law, who probably will have watched this video. Then all you do is you fold it over, just like you would if you were sending any package. You put the address on there, you tape it up, and it is ready to go. Be sure that you get the biggest size, and it's a flat rate box. Make sure it says flat rate box on it. I think it was $21. I don't really remember, but that way it can just, up to 50 pounds, it can be mailed and you don't have to pay anything extra on it. So that's it, y'all. Here's my box. It's ready to go to the post office. Hopefully they will love it and think it's cute. Hopefully they'll think it's as cute as I do. And I'm kind of in love with doing this. Inspiration came from Wendy at the Monday Box. And you can visit over there. She's got all kinds of boxes to send, and I'm gonna be doing more of these, so I hope you'll tune in next time. All right, love y'all. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see y'all later, okay? Bye-bye.